YouTube, and welcome to a tier ranking video. Now first of all, yes, I am in a different spot. I have a different background. I got a new book. Well, I already had this shelf, but it's being repurposed now for me to use as a bookshelf. So yeah, definitely tell me what you guys think in the comments down below. Do you think there's anything I could add? Do you like it? But yeah, this is what we're going to do, more like reacting to things on the internet videos, like reacting to reviews and tier rankings. So I'm super excited. I have my MacBook here. Let's get right into it. So today I wanted to tier rank different young adult book tropes. So we have the iconic tier, we have the podium tier. Now I don't agree with this tier, the John Green tier. Yes, he uses cliches, but if you follow the channel, you know that I like John Green and his writing. So I think we're just gonna quickly edit this and say it's just meh. Because I don't agree with calling it the John Green tier. Then we have Dementors, and then we have Existential Crisis, which is the tier you do not want to be in. You do not want to have an existential crisis, although young adult books do love to give us existential crisis. So yeah, I hope you enjoy this. Definitely let me know what you think of these book tropes in the comment section down below. Let's have a discussion, and let's get right into it. So the first trope we have here is Heist. Now, I haven't read a lot of heist stories. I've read a few, but what I do love about the trope is how, well, it's typically also with found family, so I guess it's also a spoiler of how I love the found family trope as well, but I just love heist stories for bringing these group of people together to achieve this common task. They're always just so much fun, they're so adventurous, and I just love them. There's always so much intrigue in them, and I love heist stories. I do wish there were more. I don't know if I'm just asleep, but I feel like there aren't that many heist stories. Obviously, we have Six of Crows, which is the most popular one, but I can't off the top of my head think of a lot of heist stories. So I'll put it at podium. It's not the best trope for me, but it's definitely not the worst. I love a good heist story, and we already touched on found family, so let's just talk about it now. We love this. I love this trope. Just seeing this random group of assorted people come together, whether they're forced to come together or whether it just happens that way and you're recruiting. I just love to see that process. It's always fun. It's hard to do found family wrong. It feels like I just really enjoy found family stories. Fake dating. One of my favorite books of all time is Fake Dating, or at least has the fake dating trope. So I don't hate fake dating. And I think it's really interesting to see these people have to come together, and I think there's a lot of cool ways to like subvert expectations there, because you can have the people actually like fall in love with each other after only dating to put up appearances, but it's also kind of fun to see them hate each other and have to pretend that they're dating. So yeah, the I'm not like other girls trope. While I do like some I'm not like other girls books, I feel like they do get kind of repetitive to see this person who's just like perfect and is just different in every way. It does get very repetitive sometimes, and it does get annoying to see this person that's just so different and so unique in all these different ways. I haven't read many books with there's only one bed trope. I can't think of many. I don't think it's a popular trope in younger. I mean, I recently read Radio Silence, and I guess that kind of had this trope, and I guess it does create intimacy, but I feel like it would get really annoying in a while and kind of cheap, but it would still be fun. I'll put it into Mentor. Enemies to lovers. Iconic. Just, who doesn't love a good enemies to lovers story? It's just so cool seeing how they hate each other in the beginning and then seeing them change their opinions on each other. It's just so cool to see that relationship change. I love enemies to lovers. I want to read more enemies to lovers stories. Yeah, I love this. Instalove, I'll put it at the Mentor. Because it could get really, really annoying sometimes to just see someone immediately and know that you're in love with them and that you're infatuated. It's just, I don't think it's realistic. I mean, it certainly can be, but I don't think it is. And it just gets so annoying to not see it built up, and you're like, why are you so in love with this person when you've literally known them for like a week, a day? It makes no sense sometimes, and it's always just there to create something that isn't there. And I hate it. Now sometimes it can definitely work, especially when you can see that the characters really are made for each other, but many times it really is just forced and nothing is there. Love triangle. This is the first one I'm going to put in the existential crisis trope. We rarely see a love triangle done right. There's always that one that's not really an option, but he's there to create intrigue or to make the book interesting. Who can I think of? Gale from the Hunger Games. I don't even remember his name, but the other love interest from Mad, Bad, and Dangerous to Know. There's always that one love interest that's just we all know what's gonna happen there. We all know who's going to end up with who, and it's never fun. It's always just a waste of time, and I'm certain that they have been done well, and I've even read some that have been done all right, but I just prefer where there's not a forced love triangle. So yeah. The chosen one trope. I'm going to put this in meh, because we've definitely seen a lot of chosen one books. They're really popular in fantasy, and it is really cool to read someone who's like, oh, I'm part of this prophecy, and I have to fulfill this destiny. But I just also think it's overdone to an extent, and I also love books where the person's not special and where they do it on their own volition and they're not kind of forced into it. Because what I do feel like typically happens in chosen one stories is that the person or our main character is kind of passive, and because of all this prophecy and all this lore stuff, they're just reacting to what happens instead of going out and doing something. They're just kind of forced into a situation. I felt like that was big in Harry Potter. Like, he wasn't really doing much. He was more reacting to what he saw and what happened, which is fun. Like, I loved Harry Potter growing up. Obviously, J.K. Rowling is a different breed. But yeah, I do feel like the chosen one trope is overdone and that it can get kind of boring sometimes, but I still do love a good chosen one story once in a while. Villain with a tragic past. I love this trope. It's great. It just creates so much complexity in a villain. We can kind of see what they're doing and why they're doing what they're doing. I don't want to keep talking about Harry Potter, but come on. Voldemort, one of the best villains of all time, in my opinion. He was just so complex, and he had so many reasons for doing what he had to do. And it just creates so much ambiguity and so much more moral grayness in a villain. This bug is very much annoying me. But anyway, it just creates so much complexity. And something that I think is really cool with villains is to kind of see where they're coming from and to kind of empathize them in a way, even though you don't agree with what actions they're taking. And this definitely helps with empathizing and kind of seeing the villain's point of view. Let's overthrow the government stories. I'm going to put I haven't read that many, but the ones I have read are just really action-packed and just really fun, and I love seeing like the kind of parallels to our own society. I always touch on themes and types of governments and types of relationships between the people and the higher-ups that are always just really fascinating. Well, obviously the Hunger Games is a great one, and I thought that was really interesting with how it attacked the Let's Overthrow the Government one. Just Right made a really good video about it that I definitely recommend watching. But Animal Farm is a classic that's kind of a overthrow the government type of story that's more allegorical and definitely more small scale, but you can definitely see the allegory for Napoleon and Stalin. But yeah, I just think they're always action-packed, they're always a lot of fun, and yeah. Non-existent parents because it's convenient. I hate this, come on. This is so prevalent, not even in young adult, in a lot of fairy tales and a lot of Disney movies especially. There are like no parents, or there's just one parent, or the parents that they do have are not good. Like, come on now. I don't know why it's so prevalent. I guess it already has from the beginning like a preset way to get the story going. Like, why are the parents missing? What happened to them? How should we think of the main character because of this? But it's just so overdone. I love reading just parent relationships. I love it so much. Again, I recently read Radio Silence. Just seeing the mom's relationship with Francis was great, and I love that. And there's just so much to do. Slowburn, this is much better than Instalove, so I'll put it in meh. because definitely sometimes it gets way too long. I'll put this on the podium because I just love a good slow burn. You can see their relationship build, you can see their chemistry evolve, and I just love it. It's always great to read, and it always just has such great payoff. Coming of age stories. Well, this isn't really a I mean, I'm not even gonna that's not a trope. Oh, I can't do that now. It's not a trope. Young adult books are coming of age? Or am I just not thinking about this the right way? All young adult books are coming of age in some way. Right? Please let me know if I'm not thinking about this the right way in the comments down below. But I'm gonna just look over this one more time. I'll move some things around if I don't necessarily agree. I actually like it. I like where I've ranked things. And I think I provided good enough reasoning for where I did put things. If you enjoyed this video, leave it a like, comment down below. I'll leave this tier list in the description box down below if you do want to try it out yourself. Screenshot it and tell me on Instagram or on Twitter where you rank things, where you disagree. Tell me in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, comment down below, subscribe, turn post notifications on, and I'll see you next time with another video. Bye.